and you have to write it to an output file. I need you to walk me through a bit in detail about how you are going to organize your COBOL program, right? How are you going to access DB2? What is the logic that you are going to use? What type of files you are going to use for output? And then run me through the compilation and other activities, and then how you are going to run the uh, program using a JSON. Okay.
So basically, like, we are trying to read the data from table and writing it in the output file, or is it vice versa?
Yes. No, you are reading it from the table and writing it to the output file.
Okay, so usually, like, in the mainframe, whenever we are reading the data, like, we will go with the cursor. So the first thing, like, when I start with COBOL DP2, like, if I skip some divisions and all, so first thing we need to declare the cursor in the working storage section, and then like, we also need to declare the file details, like assigned to dd, like file name assigned to dd name, those things we need to mention. And also, like, in the file section, we need to mention the file structure. FD file section, there we need to mention the structure, what and all fields would be there in the file. So those details we will mention in the file section. And coming to the procedure division, before coming to the procedure division, since it is a COBOL DB2, we need to declare a SQL CA, and and also DCL gen for that particular table. So DCL gen will have the converted it will have the host variables for that particular table. So that also we need to include in the working storage section. And apart from that, in the procedure division, first I'll be opening the file and as well as the cursor. So will be since I'm writing the data into the output file, so I will be open it in the output mode. And coming to the cursor, whatever I have declared with the cursor name, right? So we'll take that cursor name and we'll mention open that cursor name that I'll mention, so that the query whatever I have written in the this one working storage section, that will get executed, and pointer will be ready to fetch the first record. Now once this is done, we'll go into a loop where I will be fetching the data from table. So since I have used a cursor, like, it will fetch one row at a time. So I will read that record from the table, and I will check the SQL code is 0 or some other. If it is a 0, then I will be writing that particular record into the output file. And if the output record is successful, then I will go back and read the next record. So like that I keep moving this until I will get a SQL code 100, or maybe it can be some other like SQL code is either 0 or 100. So until then we'll be keep reading and writing it to the output file. So this is on high level on the COBOL DB2 program what I need to write. Like, one more point, that I need to close the cursor upon a successful completion, and also this one file also we need to close. So once that is done, we need to follow a pre-compilation process for the compilation. So the pre-compilation is nothing but, like, it will divide the COBOL and DB2 statement. All the COBOL statements will be linked edited and load module will be created. All the SQL queries will be moved to the DBRM library. That DBRM library will be input for the bind process. So here a consistency token will be released while doing this pre-compilation, and once the bind process is completed, a plan will be created, and this consistency token will be verified. If it is matching, then we can say it's a successful pre-compilation happened, and we need to use that load module and the plan execution JCL, that will be with IKZFT01, and in the system we will be mentioning this plan and load module along with that file, output file.
Okay. Now suppose you have this file that you have written out as an output, right? What type of file would you use?
So here usually, like, in my projects, like, PS files only we are using, but it will be better to use a VSAM file, because whenever we want to load the data, whatever we read, that we can directly load it.
What do you mean by directly load?
So in a we have load and unload utilities here. So load utility will, like, whatever data we have in the file, that we will be inserting into the table by using this load utilities.
You're writing into an output file, right? It's an output. Do you really need that for a load utility?
No,
but yeah, that is fine. Now suppose we got the employee file now, right? There is another file that you are getting. Okay, let's say I'll take the Aadhaar number, okay, or the PAN card number, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a PAN extract which comes out. So you have to write a program which you can do it in any way you want. Okay, you want to write a program, COBOL program, you want to write a COBOL program, you want to write a JCL step, you want to use Rex, whatever you want, right? Your choice. They're going to match these two files. Okay, if the PAN number is there in the other file, basically you are checking whether the PAN number is valid or not. Okay, you are checking the PAN number in the other file. If the PAN number is there, then you are writing the record in a matched file. If the PAN number is not there, you are writing the record in an unmatched file.
Okay.
How would you do that?
So like here I'll consider one file as a master file where I will be having all the PAN number, and another file is a normal input file where I will be having the PAN number or some other detail. Now like the thing is first thing we need to have the data in a sorting order in both the file, and then like we'll be reading the files in the input file. So I'm explaining about the COBOL logic.
Sorting the file in which based on which key?
Sorry, which?
Which key would you be sorting this file on?
PAN number.
The PAN number, okay.
So based on that I use to like I will be sorting, and within the program will be reading both the files once. Now I will be having.
You write a program. What would be a program? Write a program. Would write a okay, or would you be able to write this in the JCL steps?
So both can be possible here. So in the JCL, like we need to use join keys, and we can mention that field key values, key fields, and we can mention reformat sections there.
Give me the. Can you give me the complete syntax? Do you remember, or have you written anything like that?
I have not written fully, but I had slightly modified
so
sometime.
The first step and the second step, you said you'll be sorting the two files, right?
Yes.
Can you run me through the sort parameters?
Did not get that. Can I?
Can you walk me through the sort parameters? Give me more details about this.
Okay.
How you're going to write the sort parameter.
Okay, so here like we'll be mentioning the PCM equal to sort, and sort in we need to mention the input file. In the sort out I'll be mentioning the output file. So in the CCL we need to write sort fields equal to let's say like the PAN number from the 1 to 10 character. Then I'll be mentioning 1, 10 ch, a will be mentioning. So it will be like arranged in a sorting order.
Okay, so now let's assume that you're writing the COBOL program. How will you do a match right program?
So here like in the matching program, let's say like we'll read both the files once I read the file, we'll be going into a loop like where I will be having a check for example there is a if condition. So in the if condition I'll be verifying whether the PAN number that we received from the master file and the input file are same. So if it is by the time like I would have read one record from both the files.
How would you match? Okay, we'll read one record from both the files. Okay.
So I read both the files. I read one record from each file, right? Now for example, while reading, I'll keep it in a variable. For example, WS PAN1, WS PAN2. PAN2 is nothing but PAN number from file 2. PAN1 is from PAN number from file 1. So now in the if condition, we'll try to match using these variables like WS PAN1 equal to WS PAN2.
Have you written a match program earlier?
Yes. This is like two approaches.
In this entire approach, there is one problem. Okay, it will not give you correct output. Can you tell me why?
Whatever I am going to explain, that will not give proper results. You are saying?
Yes. Job will run. Okay, it's not a problem, but output would be a problem. Okay, you don't have to go through that. Now, suppose you said you will be writing the file to a visa file, right? So how do you sort a visa file?
How do I?
So you said you will be sorting the two files, correct?
No, like in case if it is a PS file, we will be sorting. In case if it is a VSUM, it will be already in a sorting order.
Okay. So how do you, if you have to convert that exam file into a DAX file, what will you do?
I think we can use a sort utility, and coming to the syntax, we need to the input file should be in a sorting order first thing, and there should be at least one key value present in the input, and in the output, like in the syscin we need to mention like v2f, something like that syntax we need to mention, not exactly remember that syntax.
Have you written a JSON to read a Visa file?
JCL to read a VSAM? No. We have used directly in the COBOL program that we have mentioned in the JCL.
Okay. Here I can see that we have talked about the chain van and we have create containers. We have used pan wallet.
Pan wallet also have used.
Pan wallet, I thought it was decommissioned, isn't it?
It was not there. It was in my like old project I have used. Pan wallet, changeman, and currently I'm using Endeavor.
Okay. So I ran a JSON. It gave me S000 U0016 error. What exactly do I understand from that?
It seems to be some user append, so we need to go to the sysout or maybe append log to understand what is about it.
Okay, I go to the sysout and I see that none of the steps are run.
Sorry, none of the?
None of the steps. I don't see any step messages. I see only just messages. So, what would be the approach to look at the root cause?
So first thing, like in the first just message log, like we can see till which step it has executed and where it has failed. For example, if there are 5 steps, till 3, if it has failed in the 4th step, till 3 steps we can see max either it will be 0 0 or maybe like some successful execution it can be shown, and for the 4th one it will show the tab end. So now like we need to come back and verify the
there are no steps, none of the steps are wrong. With the first step itself is did not wrong.
Okay.
So what would you understand from that?
At least like it would have written C dump also, a dump at least, right? So we can go to the dump and find out that.
Yeah, it has given you 3 just messages, right? The just message 1, just message 2, JS2 and just message 2, 3. Right?
The second one will be the JCL, so we'll not find anything in that. So first one and the third one we can see some data. So in the first one itself, like if it is some like for some kind of appends, it will show there only. For example, like if we are not having read access for some particular file, there we can see it clearly.
So in the third message, you see the error is it says that the particular file name 1 dot middle qualified dot last qualified is not found. Okay. So you take that, copy that file because you know that this file is there, right? And you go into file browser 3.4 and then you paste the file name and press enter. Correct?
Yes.
You see that the file is there, and with at the end there is something like .g000b100, right?
Yes.
But even then the message said that the file is not found. What could be the reason for this?
So like usually that whatever you are talking, that is a GDZ. So if you press enter, like it will show GDZ base name there, and if it is not showing any there should be some versions. If we are trying to read a file, maybe we would be reading the current version or maybe the previous version. Those things we will be referring. So if those are not present, then in the JCL it would show like a file not present.
Okay. How do you read the current version?
We need to mention of 0.
Can you so the matching file, right? So you are saying you are reading the current version and writing it to the next version. How do you do that?
So reading, let's say like in the first step, if we are reading, then we need to give 0, and in the second step we need to give +1 is equal to new catalog delete.
Second step or the second delete?
Like the version where we are creating, I meant.
Yeah. All right. you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm good.
You're good. All right. You have used Jira and other project management process systems.
Yes, I have used. Like usually we will be receiving the Jira ticket, so based on that I used to work.
Okay, and you have worked on ZOS, or what is the version of OS that you have worked on?
ZOS.
32, 31 bit or 64 bit?
Not really sure.
Okay. All right. Any other databases you have worked on?
Any other? Sorry.
Other than DB2, have you worked on IMS, IDMS?
IMS, IDMS, and also Rex. All these things. I got some time to get chance. Even the PL1 also around 6 months I had worked on the PL1. So like that, it was not a hands-on experience that I don't have, but some kind of analysis or some kind of minor changes I used to do in the PL1 and Rex, and even the IMS DB programs I used to analyze. But I don't have a hands-on on that. Maybe like if I get chance to work on that, I would be getting it easily, I feel.
Okay. We have for production. Have you worked on production support or anything like that?
So production support, not directly to the production support, but we use it to fix the events, production events whenever we receive mails. Like scheduler team will be there, they will be monitoring, and they whenever there is event in the production, they will give a call who are there in the on-call support. And if we are in the shift, then we use it to fix that. We will not directly fix it, we will just give some instructions how to restart that and what and all has to be modified. Those instructions we will give and we will ask them to restart the job. So that kind of support I had worked, but not directly into the production, like monitoring.
Okay. Have you used XPTR or anything like that? You look at the jobs that have done, the job history or stuff.
Was like actually your voice is not very clear, so could not.
Oh, sorry. Have you used XPTR or any
Expeditor,
other tools to look
yeah, that debug tool, right?
Not Expeditor. XPTR. No, if you have not used it, that is fine. It's not a very complex tool.
Yeah, maybe I
wanted
did
to
not.
check if you-
I did not. But that word somewhere I had. That's why I'm just thinking where I have it.
No, this is mainly to look at the history of the job roles and stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thanks for your time, Basha. You have a nice day. If you don't have a question, then we can close this call. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks for your
Take
time.
care. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.